Now, Tim, when you're trying to put together the perfect lap, maybe take a tenth of a second off here, maybe even 100th, you got to look at every single inch of the race course. And it seems like you've spotted a particular part here at Circuit Gilles Villeneuve where there's been a bit of a change that's going to allow for drivers to take advantage of it.
Yeah, if you go all the way back to 2023, this particular section here on the entry to Turn 3 and the outside of the track here, this used to be all grass, this whole thing. And what happened in 2024 when they did a circuit adjustment, so they laid down some new pavement, new asphalt, they did away with all that grass, and now it's all asphalt. And what the drivers were doing in 2024 is obviously taking advantage of this, because essentially what it's doing is it's opening the entry into Turn 3. So if you come over here, I'm going to move you out of the way, Z. So if you come over here, and essentially you're having two wheels, all four wheels are outside this white line here. And essentially what's happening is the corner is getting narrower. So you can't carry as much speed into the turn. You can't apex maybe a little bit later like you would like to. And if you move over to here and you put two wheels and maybe the front nose of the race car along this line, get those wheels a little closer to this wall here, you've now opened up your entry into the corner. So you've made it wider. So it allows you to carry more speed into the turn, might allow you to apex a little bit later. You can ride maybe a little more of the curbing. And essentially this is a very small detail within the lap, but at the end of the day, it makes a huge difference at the end of a qualifying lap.
So, Tim, we're now down by turns 8 and turn 9. Same principle being applied here. A little bit of extra space on the course.
Yep.
Drivers are going to use it.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, here at this point, the drivers are starting to use a lot of this track, getting the tires close up to this wall here and braking really hard and getting that massive amount of weight transfer, because they got to turn the car into turn 8 and try and get the car up towards the apex. And at this point, as the driver, you want a little bit of rotation in the rear of the car, so you're not having to turn the steering wheel so much. You have to remember, with a race car, the more you turn the steering wheel, the more speed you're actually scrubbing. Big thing is here, you see this orange sausage curb, you just want to make sure you don't hit that at all on your turn-in. So what happens here, Z, is when these F1 cars take too much of this orange sausage curve, it generates a ton of air going underneath the floor of the race car. These cars, they generate a lot of the downforce with the floor of the car. So when the car is nice and low to the ground, the floors are working, which means they're creating more performance. You take the car up off of the ground too much, and you're going to lose a lot of that performance. You're probably going to spin and hit that wall on the outside right there. So one of the things with this track is if your car is really good with complying going over top of these curbs, you're probably going to have a lot of success. However, with this track and with these different types of chicanes that we've been going through, the more precise the driver is, the more success they're going to have. Not very precise, you hit too much of this curb, it's probably going to end your day here at the Circuit Gilles Villeneuve.